Hello, 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 everyone. It's Meredith, your powerful stuff girl, here with you to deliver the most powerful stuff for your own inner and outer connection. And what a whirlwind few weeks it's been. And I was pondering which episode to do today since we had just gone through the Lionsgate portal together, the LGP. We had talked about starting before we're ready. And I gave you a little anecdote into my pregnancy journey around that. And then this week, I think what feels aligned is when you know you're ready to grow. When you know you're ready to grow, things are starting to feel a little constricting. You're getting the signs that it is indeed time to level up. And you might be encountering some resistance, some procrastination, if you will. Some perfectionism might be creeping in, some gluttonous behavior of just binging or scrolling to keep yourself small might be coming in. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about some of the telltale signs that you might be ready to grow. I'll give you my own little spiel about my personal anecdote with it. And today's going to be one of those. We've had some long heart to hearts recently. It's going to be one of those short spritzers because what I'm doing after this is my upgrade IRL meetup for friends and fam of the upgrade, women who have been through it. One woman who is visiting from Georgia, shout out Saiti, who came to LA this week. So it's fun to get to bring women past, present, and future together. And as I mentioned to y'all, and I'll say this again at the end, but part of this, when you're ready to grow topic is coming out of my personal journey with the upgrade. It's going to be my last ever cohort that I'm leading of my 12-week group coaching program, which is fucking crazy because I started it 4 years ago. I've led 10 cohorts since, so I'm ending on 11, #angel number. But it's been a methodology that I'm probably one of the things I'm most proud of developing in my life. It takes you through a 12-week journey of looking at past patterns, how they're holding you back in present day, how to actually recycle and repattern them, and then how to manifest from a place of like tactical self-trust and how to communicate in your power, how to take decisive action, how to tap into your pleasure as part of your power. And we tie it all in the last week, which we're in week 12 of our 10th upgrade cohort, on the energetics of feminine leadership and how to step into your feminine leader. What does that look like? What does that feel like? And how are you showing up best for you so you can show up best for others? All of that's to say, guys, I'm actually, deciding that this is going to be my last one because I feel like I'm ready to grow. So we'll just like dive right into my anecdote and then we'll break it down into some tactical steps for you. So as many of you might know, I'm going to be expecting a little baby boy in January 5th. Whenever I say it in LA, people are like, oh my God, a Capricorn, little Cap. So all of that's to say he's in good company. But, in addition, with the upgrade, which I love so much, this thing that I've developed that's been my life work, as I've said in a past episode of Powerful Stuff, I kind of talked about my origin story of creating the upgrade and my own personal development journey, with plant medicine, with the Hoffman process, with books like Existential Kink that had a huge impact on me as a person and my coaching methodology. You know, I've gotten to see over 70 women go through the upgrade. Where I've seen women step into their creative power for the first time. I've seen them step into their desired like partnership for the first time. Other women become mothers, start their own community, their own coaching practice, found their own companies, shift into their life dharma. But most importantly, start communicating their yes and their no from a place of internal power. Stop seeking external validation. Stop second guessing themselves. Stop letting beliefs of I'm not enough or I don't belong kind of drive the show. Stop operating from a place of fear of being seen, so not taking the big swings. So these are things I'm so proud of, not just in the upgrade, but also in the mastermind. I've run 3 cohorts of my upgrade graduate mastermind. And, watch this space. I still might do a mastermind program for graduates on the other side of maternity leave. But I've really been feeling for myself. And as many of you know, like one of my passions is combining coaching and transformational work with connection, community building, and comedy. And so I'm taking my coaching container and turning it into more of a live retreat style experience. Think like Tony Robbins meets retreat meets stand up, where you're going through an arc, you're getting the playbook, you're going through the transformation, but you're also connecting, you're tapping into your inner child, you're creating and sharing for the first time, and you're having it in an IRL experience. Because as much as we love the magic of the Zoom room and it's connected me to so many amazing clients from all over the world, from all different continents, there's something magical about those in-person containers. And so when I was leading this 10th upgrade, I was really getting the ping that, as I step into motherhood and as I encourage my clients to grow, I am my own client zero, and I as well need to grow. And I've been doing this for 4 years. And while I've added so many incredible things to the upgrade, personalized meditations, an incredible, robust client portal, so many resources, and lead like quarterly meetups, both virtual and IRL for the upgrade ladies, I know that some of my biggest flow state and zone of genius is in person and doing my powerful stuff live, where I combine comedy and coaching and making self-development fun again. Self-development doesn't have to be so serious. Healing gets to be a party. And I really feel like this is my calling to do it in person and to really like bring humor to it. I love bringing humor to it, dare I say. Hopefully we've all had a few good chuckles along the way, guys. And so I was like, okay, in order for me to grow, I need to like vocalize this out loud. And I had a incredible business mastermind session with one of my dear besties, Rian, when we were in Brazil. Shout out Rian if you're listening. Which kind of really helped me focus and simplify on what I want to create, which is bespoke IRL experiences and really like making transformation a party and healing process fun. And I do that in the upgrade group coaching program, but I knew it was time to kind of push myself to go beyond what I've been doing before, because I've kind of been coasting, right? My same group coaching program for 11. This will be my 11th cohort. I'm doing my powerful stuff live, gratefully at incredible places like Moss. I'm actually doing one September 4th at Kavahana with upgrade graduate and fellow Venice girly Aliki. So hopefully I will see you guys there for that. But I push my clients to grow and take big swings. So I'm like, okay, as I'm birthing a new human in motherhood, I also want to birth the next iteration of my platform and what I know I want to bring to the world. So I am being my own client zero and taking my own advice as a coach by knowing that it's time to grow. And it feels a little uncomfortable, right? Because it's like the upgrade, I don't want to say is like my safety net, but it's like comfortable. It's what I've known. And for the last 4 years. So it's kind of me by declaring, okay, this is my last upgrade. So whoever wants to join, this is your time. And guys, we already have half full. How fucking crazy is that? The hype is real. So the first step is like declaring it. And I always like to think of it as, that expression, leap and the net shall appear. Or, as a hermit crab is getting it knows it's time to grow because its shell is getting tight. And it's kind of like the Marie Kondo method of like being grateful for what was and then lovingly let it go. So it's like, okay, the shell is getting a little tight. Thank you so much for all of what you've led me to thus far. Like, thank you to all of my incredible clients. Thank you to all the journey the upgrade has given me as a coach. It's been so rewarding. I'm so grateful to see all the lifelong friendships my clients have made, all the incredible headway they've made in their own careers and personal life. And I'm going to be naked and vulnerable for a second, right? I'm going to turn off the coaching faucet and my Zooms and all of the like stuff that comes with launching the upgrade and maintaining it when I am a mom, to slow down and to spend quality time with my son, which I'm super grateful to be able to do. He's in the room with us now. They said he's like a Belgian endive right now. I'm like, who has had a Belgian endive? If you have, let me know. I'm curious. I'm like, have I ever eaten one? But that is his size right now. Anyways, so yeah, it's like when you're a hermit crab, you gratefully give thanks for the shell. Then you're naked and vulnerable. Like me, for example, I'm turning off the coaching faucet. I'm taking time to just be with my son. And also like within that maternity leave, really think about and prioritize what's important. Because as I said in my last powerful stuff episode, being a mother, my friend has told me, and I believe, you really are bringing sharply into focus what matters to you, because every hour you're not with your child, every hour you're working on something is the hour you're not spending with your child. So you really want to like hyper focus on it. Not that we can't have this sense of urgency before kids, or if we even, regardless if we have kids or not, but she was just saying that's how she as a mother kind of thinks of the opportunity cost. And it's actually helped focus her on what she wants to invest in, which is a great framework. Like I said, regardless if you're planning on having kids or not. So anyways, all of that's to say, I'm taking that time to kind of rest, recharge, and be like, what is the next big swing? And I think about when I was a founder and I went through the discomfort of like making pitch decks, learning how to pitch my company, and then like reaching out to VCs and being shameless about like pitching my company. And I'm like, I really haven't had that in terms of like big swings of like getting on big stages for speaking and sharing my big message and facilitating and like taking huge swings for like who I want as podcast guests on Powerful Stuff podcast. I always joke that Carolyn Elliott, who wrote Existential Kink, will be on one day. So maybe it's time. Oprah, dare I say, Mel Robbins, if you guys are listening, putting it out into the universe. But Taylor Swift, I mean, she went on New Heights podcast, so maybe she wants some feminine energy on a pod too. Taylor, if you're listening, we can talk about gluten-free sourdough recipes. So all of that's to say, I felt like it was time to grow. And it's, that naked period where you kind of have to allow the stillness, you have to allow the boredom, you have to allow like no opportunities coming in, you have to sit in the discomfort. And Brene Brown says that boredom is actually when we get our most creative ideas. Boredom is actually when, if we can sit in it and not distract and not scroll and whatever, that's when we actually get our aha moment. So that's kind of what I'm doing, in that period as I step from the upgrade, to my next growth zone. And then when you get your next shell, it might be a little big and awkward and clunky at first, right? But that doesn't mean you abandon it. You grow into it. You step up, you level up. And that's not just coming with the great excitements. It's also coming with the great challenges, the triggers, and showing you that you are fucking ready to live in that big shell like the awesome hermit crab that you are. So all of that's to say, that's my journey of, feeling like I'm ready to grow, and inviting you on this journey with me if you are a woman, or also if you're a man who wants one-on-one coaching these last few months that I'll be coaching. I would love to hear from you. And this is going to be my last upgrade group coaching program. It's going to be my last time taking on, probably one-on-one clients for a while. So if you're getting the ping, hit me up. I would love to be on this growth journey with you. I am my own client zero right now, taking my own big swing medicine. So I feel like we will be in a plant medicine journey type container together without the plant medicine, just with the vibes, guys. So all of that's to say, how do you know your time is coming to grow? Well, let's talk about it. So, like I said, you might feel like, okay, things are getting repetitive. That's a sign. I've been doing the same thing for a while and I haven't been growing. That's when you can start to feel stagnant or frustrated. And I feel this way too when I'm like not, reading a lot and scrolling instead, when I'm not putting fresh energy in my mind. It's like if you think about soil that hasn't been tilled, it gets like hard and dry and cracked, versus like when you keep like tilling the soil and watering it, it stays like rich and moist and like fertile. So that's one sign. Another sign is that you're procrastinating a lot by, again, like scrolling or trying to fill that boredom void. Another sign is that it's like perfectionism, right? When this happens, then I'll be ready. When these ducks are aligned, then once I get this qualification, then I can start charging for this thing. Once I like heal all these things, then I'm ready for a relationship. When you get in the when then trap, that's usually a sign that like you're trying to procrastinate. So it's time to fucking grow. And when you're also finding yourself like self-sabotaging, like you're getting opportunities and then you're like not acting on them, you don't have a sense of urgency. And it's not to beat yourself up about these things. As I always say, and it always fucking comes back to our inner child, because bless their hearts. I've been saying bless your heart so many times, but guys, our hearts can never be blessed enough. Am I right? So, that's a sign that your inner child is scared, right? They love to be somewhere comfortable because it's safe. It's what they know. It's kind of like, yeah, my little boy in the womb right now, he's like so safe and cozy. And then imagine like giving birth and the child's like, all these bright lights, what's going on? But then they're eventually very happy to be out in the world. So, all of that's to say, it's like we have to remind our inner child, okay, I know it's really comfortable. I know we've done a great job here. Here's all the amazing wisdom that we've already learned from this stage of life that we're in. Here's how we're going to take the learnings into the next chapter. And what do you need to feel safe to grow, to take that leap with me? Because I'm going to be here with you every step of the way. So if you're experiencing the resistance, sometimes you do need to take that action. You need to take that messy leap, because we only get action through, or we only get change through action, right? Setting the intention, then taking the aligned action. But it's also equally important to like let your inner child know, like, hey, I get it. I get that it's scary. I get that this might not be the ideal situation for you, but we're going to do it anyways. And what do you need from me to remind you that I'm not going anywhere, even if we mess up or fall on our face first? Like one of my favorite expressions is the shell must break before the bird can fly, right? First, you have to crack that egg open, then the little baby bird is like, what's going on? And usually it falls as it learns to use its wings. But imagine if it wanted to stay in its shell forever, like the whole world it would be missing out on if it didn't spread its wings and fly. And this is a process, like, because when we end up growing, right, and we end up doing the thing that we think we can't do, and then we get really comfortable in it, it's time to grow again. So it's not ever to say, yeah, it's to say to get comfortable in the discomfort and to enjoy the process of growing and staying curious and falling on our face, but taking the wisdoms and learnings from it. And I was listening to the speaking of Taylor Swift, New Heights podcast with Travis Kelsey. Shout out to the other powerful stuffers who are listening too. Can't wait to debrief with you. But it's like there's so many points in her career where she could have been like, well, I've hit the peak or I've achieved X amount of awards, so that's it. But she just gets so much like delight in trying to challenge herself. Like when she was talking about her new album, even after her record-breaking Eras tour, she's like, I wanted to challenge myself with really precise songwriting to see if I could do it in the Life of a Showgirl album that's coming out October 3rd, which we will definitely all debrief on as a Powerful Stuff fam after. Have no fear. But I just found it really inspiring. It's like she doesn't view it like, okay, I've hit that and now like it's done, right? And it's okay to take a break and to enjoy and to rest. For goodness sake, definitely rest and celebrate yourself. But she just like loves it so much. So that's my wish for you, is like the thing that you want to grow in, that you just love it so much, that you love the process of it, that you love to nerd out on it, that growing and stepping into that new scary thing actually just becomes something that you feed your inner child with. It's something that you both love doing together. It's like a bonding experience between you and your inner child versus something that they fear. So that's what we want to get the work to do on, is switching that sense of like fear or discomfort or procrastination or resistance into one of like, I've got you. Remember all the times we've done it in the past. We can do it again. And this is fun. This is fun for us. I love learning and growing and being a student and being a kid with you. And the stakes are low. Let's figure it out together. Having that kind of energy with our inner child makes it so powerful to grow. And it's so funny too, because so many women who end up doing the upgrade, they usually like circle it for about 2 or 3 cohorts, right? They like want to do it. We do a discovery call, then they might like ghost for a while, and then they circle back and they're like, okay, maybe it's a sign that I should do it, because it's like part of them knows that like it would be so good for them, but they're like almost afraid of like the power that comes with that change. And so they like put it off, procrastinate, deprioritize, and like all the time when they come back, they're just like, holy shit, I was just like so scared to step into that next version of me. And it's kind of like the Marianne Williamson quote of like, we're not afraid of our inadequacy, we're afraid of being powerful beyond measure. So as I'm stepping into my next chapter with motherhood, with speaking, with facilitating, I hope that you will join me on this last season of the upgrade season 11. If you're ready to step into your power as well. And I'm here for you every step of the way, regardless. And let's just close it out with a little meditation, and we'll break those action steps down. And then I will head to the IRL upgrade meetup. Okay, so this is going to be a brief and powerful one that you can just do somatically to tap into that feeling of growth. So just taking a deep breath in, exhale, another deep inhale, exhale. And then as you think about where you are ready to grow, where you're feeling stuck, just breathing in, noticing where you feel any tension in your body. around that area of growth? Where does it feel constricting, like the hermit crab shell that feels too tight? And breathing into that tightness, what is it telling you? Is it telling you it's time? You know you're ready. What is it saying? And as you let that tightness speak, breathing deeper into it, noticing it soften as you breathe with that tension around it. And as it loosens up, noticing that little voice of your inner child able to come out of that shell as well, and just asking them what they're afraid of, what they fear. Letting them know that makes sense, but then reminding them of all the times you've grown together before, and it's been actually really fun. All the good laughs you've had, the learnings, that it's not so serious. And as you give them a little hug, feeling them, feeling you, feeling so overwhelmed with gratitude for what already is, for what's already led you here to this growth that you might be shedding now. Maybe it's a relationship, a job, a chapter. And almost just like you can feel it in its shell, just saying thank you as you kind of slowly, you and your inner child exit the shell, just saying thank you. Thank you for all you've taught me. Thank you for all the joy you've brought, all the wisdom. And as you say thank you, imagine the shell slipping from your back, leaving you completely exposed, vulnerable, but powerful. And as you feel exposed, walking with your inner child over to a new, bigger shell. Maybe the shell has the energy, the aura of the next chapter that you're ready to step into. And then you put the shell on, feel it on for size. Maybe it feels a little big or awkward. But as you breathe into it, starting to ask it, what am I ready to step into in different qualities within myself? How am I ready to elevate and expand? And as you breathe into the shell, feeling it start to give you an essence or a vision of the you who is fully expanded in this new growth zone looks like and feels like. How are you showing up for yourself? How are you showing up for others? What kind of big swings are you taking? And how does it feel exciting instead of scary? They say fear is excitement without the breath. How is it feeling exciting? And how are you just so excited to share and amplify this growth with everyone around you? And as you're breathing into this new, bigger shell, feeling empowered, just asking it for a piece of wisdom, a mantra, a battle cry, as you enter into this next growth zone. Letting it know that you can do that, letting your inner child know you've got it, feeling so empowered in this new big shell, taking a big breath and reaching both hands up to the sky, making yourself big. Exhale, bringing that energy down to heart center. One more time, breathing in. Exhale to heart center. When you're ready, opening your eyes, coming back into the space, feeling into your new powerful big shell. Fuck yes. Okay, so the action steps to break it down one more time. First step, acknowledging where are you feeling small? Where are you feeling like you're stuck or it's getting repetitive? It's getting boring. Where are you noticing yourself procrastinating? Just noticing, how does it feel? How does it feel in my body? Acknowledging it. Second step, as always, is acknowledging the fear. What is your inner child saying? How are they, maybe afraid to grow? What are they afraid of? And how is it manifesting? Are you resisting? Are you procrastinating? Are you deprioritizing? Just acknowledging how it is being deprioritized or sabotaged, but just with acknowledgement. Third step, reminding yourself how you've grown before and you can do it again. What were some of the learnings, the musings? How did you pick yourself up when you fall? How is it actually like super fun to learn and grow? And then the fourth step is like, how are you going to let yourself be in this naked phase of vulnerability where you don't have the external validation or the data points yet, but you're allowing yourself to be naked, to be vulnerable, to let the water still so new downloads can come through, right? You don't need to necessarily assume that you're going to just jump to the next level. How can you allow yourself to sit in that, to let that that vulnerable, naked, kind of still time come. And then the fifth step, I know I'm giving you guys all the steps. These can all just be independent journaling questions. You can do it on your own, mix it up. But is to write a letter of gratitude to the chapter you're leaving behind. Thank you so much for how you've shown up. I'm so grateful. You were an incredible stepping stone. Thank you to the people in this chapter. This is how I learned from it. This is how I'm taking it forward. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Gratitude, as we've said before, is the bedrock of manifestation. And then how am I ready to grow? What does that big swing look like and feel like? How am I showing up in these different areas of my life on the other side of that big swing? And you guys know me, I love a good reverse engineer. So then you can reverse engineer that. How can I optimize for that feeling right now? That is so powerful. And as always, I like to say, like, help other friends who you know want to grow too. How can you hold them accountable? How can you lift the mirror up for them when they are needing a little nudge? Okay, that is all from me for today. Thank you guys for listening to Powerful Stuff. Let me know how you're ready to grow. Let me know if you want to do this last upgrade journey with me before it transforms and I step into my bigger shell. And I will see you next week for more powerful stuff. Hey, you. Thank you for coming on this powerful journey with me. I hope it was as powerful for you as it was for me. And if it was, it would mean the world to me if you rate, review, and subscribe to Powerful Stuff so I can keep bringing you the goods. We can keep going on this transformative journey together. And if there's powerful stuff that you want to share with me, with the powerful